So, one thing that I did identify when I read the instructions for speech number 4, which I'm doing, was that we had to identify a sort of scenario last week, and then we had to essentially, we had to make a scenario, and well, I didn't pick a scenario, which I just realized, so for this speech, I'm going to come up with a scenario from my week 3 discussion board and speech. And that was banning books. So my week 4 discussion was about credibility and content, and I believe that that is extremely important, especially if you were talking about something as important as banning a book that would be extremely detrimental to the students that need it for learning, especially for uh, a public school that really needs to teach their kids better grammar, because I know that that is a problem in some public schools. And I just think that you listen to a lot of the reasons why they ban these books, and it just immediately the first thought in your mind is you didn't really read this book, did you? Or you just gave us maybe a 5 letter, maybe a sentence long reason why you banned this amazing book that is extremely useful for all of our studies. And they ban it, and it's just this huge controversy, and it's all summed up in one sentence. The book was too dark for children, or it contradicted religious belief, or, just some reason that makes you immediately know you didn't read this book because this isn't true. And there's some reasons that they give where I'm trying to remember the name of the book, but I can't now. But they essentially gave the reason that they banned it in the school was completely wrong because that never happened in the book itself. So where they came up with this reason, we don't know. So yeah, I just believe that if you're going to talk about something like banning a book, it's extremely important to have good and like just really good credibility. Like most of these people are just moms and dads who are most likely extremists. I mean, I'm a Christian and I'll admit that, and I'm gonna admit that there are some pretty crazy Christians out there who are just like, ban it, ban it. They just see a book that they don't like, or that like who seriously reads their kids' books that they bring home for an assignment? Not my parents. They don't care what my teacher gives me. And I just think that there's some extremists out there who, you know, just need to calm down a bit. So I think it's mostly the parents' fault for not having any really credibility. They don't have any credibility. They don't know why they're banning it. They're just banning it because, yeah, they don't like it, essentially. And also, um, content. Content. When you're making that argument to ban that book, it's incredibly important to have content that explains why you're banning that book, not just we're banning this book because we deem it too dark for 10th graders to read. They're 10th graders. They've read worse. They've probably seen worse. They see worse on a daily basis. One reading project isn't going to scar them for life. So I just think that content and credibility is extremely important for banning books, and that's really it. Content and credibility, extremely important.